Welcome to the Battlefield Walker channel. I've been out of commission for a couple of weeks. Today we're headed to a brand new permission with lots of potential. I spend a lot of my time in Cold Harbor and Hanover County, but today we're going to the siege of Petersburg. We're going to be hunting a piece of property that contains a house that's been there since the early 1800s. It sits right in the middle of Confederate defenses. This one has immaculate documentation from trusted historical sources. After Petersburg fell, Federal troops overran this property and this house. They looted and pretty much destroyed everything inside the house, though the house still stands, and used as a field hospital when the Federals abandoned Petersburg and began their march to Appomattox and into history. What more could you ask for? Okay, first hole of the day. Almost looks like a nose cap. Okay, I got a deep signal here that I can't hear on the pinpointer yet. It does sound old. Oh, wow. I don't hear anything. Alright, I think I'm hearing a little something. I'm getting close right there. Alright, I see something right there. I don't think that's a bullet. Oh, it sure is. Is that two? Oh, 2 bullets in one hole, which is my second hole of the day. Now tell me that's not a good sign. These are bullets from the Northern Federal troops that besieged Petersburg right before Appomattox. Daggone it. How about that for the first thing out here? You see that corrosion right there? That tells me that there's more down there, because that bullet has been sitting in its own black powder for 160 years. More in there. So far I've got 2 more targets in the same hole, and because of the corrosion of the bullets, I'm thinking it's a little group of drop bullets. There's the next bullet. Look at that. Oh, what the heck is this? It's got some iron on the back of it. What's going on here? Alright, that's the 3rd bullet out of this hole. And what is that iron doing in there? Is that it right there? Yep. There's number 4 out of this one hole. I have not been here 10 minutes. Of course, I could have found it. I dropped you in the hole. 4 bullets in the same hole. Alright, this sure does sound like a deep bullet to me. Nope, still in there. Oh, there it is. And I think we ought to be very close to it now. Looky there, looky there. Dropped 3-ringer. Nice. Alright, I think we might have a bullet here. Let's see if we can hear it with a pinpointer. Yep. I'm hopeful that may be a bullet from the siege of Petersburg. Dug it up, and it's better than a bullet. We got a knapsack hook, so I'm happy with that. That doesn't feel like a cannonball frag, but it's a big piece of iron, so man, she don't want to move, that's for sure. Gosh, it's big. It might be a piece of chain. Yeah, that's what it is. Big old piece of chain. Ugh. Big old hunk of chain. You can see it there. I'll tell you what though, that thing was singing to me, that's for sure. I got a good sounding signal here, but it sounds deep and it's all tangled up in the roots of this pine. So I'm gonna dig a little bit and see if I can get close enough to hear it with the pinpointer. All right, you can see how deep the hole is, and I've just now gotten to where I can hear it on the pinpointer. Oh, shucks, man. Piece of aluminum wire, a little modern 22. And there's a beer can. Shotgun shell, a little piece of aluminum, a half a mule shoe. Daggone aluminum wire. Piece of aluminum pull tab, like a little iron nail. I think we all know what that is. I hunted 2 hours before lunch, close around the old tavern. And the owner of the property suggested that I try these woods that are within sight of the tavern, but he said it's so thick in here, he feels like fewer relic hunters have been in here. And I would tend to agree, because this is going to be, you know, a pretty tough place to dig, as thick as it is, but I'm up for the challenge. Okay, it's sure enough thick down here, kind of swampy land. I've only walked about 40 feet in here, and that's the first target that sounds Civil War to me. This sounds like a good target. Could indeed be trash, but it's not. Look at that. Okay, got a fired 3-ringer here in the woods. And this is where the Confederacy made its last stand before Appomattox. I swear relic hunters are the most optimistic people in the world. We can dig 77 pieces of aluminum, and yet we hear another signal and we're sure it's something good. Yes, I believe our optimism paid off this time. Right there. Yep. All right. Boy, it sure took a long time to find the next one. Glad to have it. Getting late in the day and I probably need to start for home. I'm a good 2 hours away from home. But I think I might have a multiple target hole here, and I'm thinking it may be several bullets, or maybe at least 2. It might just be 1 bullet. Whew, got a big root somewhere. See if we can get a little bite out like this. Is that our bullet? I think it is. Yeah. There's our bullet, way down under those pine roots. Another 3-ringer. All right, let's see if there's see if I was right. See if there's more in there. I think there might be another one in there. I think I was right. I think there is another one in there. Yep, I see it. Ah, there he is. Yep, there is another. These look nose cast too, and has a little sprue at the top. The afternoon is very slowly catching up to the morning, but I don't think I'm gonna stay long enough to see it make it all the way. Hey, thanks for joining me today to do a little relic hunting, but don't go anywhere. Trust me, the best is yet to come. This spot where I had a chance to do some relic hunting today, the owner of this land has a lot more land that I was unable to get to. Most of it is in planted fields, in crop right now. And so I'm surely hoping to go back in the fall and do a little bit more relic hunting at this very spot. But today I want to tell you about a really cool little annual tradition we've established, and we call it the reunion of the old time relic hunters. It's just 3 of us and a landowner. The 3 of us have had permission on this large, beautiful farm for over 50 years. and we became really good friends with the farmer who still owns it. He is a member of the same family who owned the farm during the Civil War. And like I said, for decades, we've hunted the place at will, and we're so grateful for his generous permission. Just recently, the land has been put in a historical conservation. The same family still owns it, but it's no longer accessible to relic hunters. The farmer has invited us to come out to the place once a year, and we just sit and tell relic hunting lies. We share the things, talk about the things that we found on this farm. We always bring a few relics to show and tell. And the farmer his father, his grandfather, they've plowed up some incredible Civil War relics on this ground zero spot for Cold Harbor over the years. And he always brings something that his family has plowed up, and it usually blows us away. And today was no exception. So we come once a year, sit around, gossip about relic hunters. We talk about the things that we found on that farm. We talk about things that we've been finding recently. And it's just a great time between three old-time relic hunters and the landowner. This year, I wanted to tell you about some of the relics that were brought to our little reunion. One of the relic hunters brought 2 sword plates, and they were water found. And so that's why they look so pretty. But he brought a perfect sword plate, and then he brought a soldier altered sword plate so that we could compare the two and see the difference. On one of the sword plates, apparently the tongue was lost, and either the soldier himself or he found a blacksmith to do it for him, actually drove a pin through the face of the sword plate and made a new tongue for the plate. Now, some of you would think, oh, what a shame to ruin such a beautiful buckle. Maybe, but for me to find a relic that is soldier altered, something that soldier had to spend some time to either repurpose, carve, shape, continue to use, repair, I think they are the cooler relics. And this sword plate with this iron pin driven right through the face with a really nice tongue made out of the back of it is just a killer piece, and I love it. One of the other relic hunters brought this astounding, huge Native American, I don't even know what to call it, a point. It's huge. It's chipped beautifully. Whoever did this was a master napper because it is thin and huge and intact and just beautiful. I don't know anything about Native American artifacts much. So I don't know whether this was ceremonial in purpose, whether it was used for hunting very large game or for wartime purpose. I don't know, but I've never seen anything this big. The last piece was brought by the farmer himself. And this is one that his father or his grandfather plowed up out of the fields decades ago. It is a beautiful Macon, Georgia marked Georgia frame Confederate buckle. One of the prettiest I've ever seen. It's perfect, beautiful green patina, and we all drooled over it for quite a while. Last year, the farmer, you may remember if you saw the video from last year, the farmer brought a VMM buckle that was, again, just absolutely perfect. While we were out there on the field, telling stories, looking at relics, sharing memories of that particular property, I brought out a package that I had not opened yet. It was sent to me by one of my viewers here, Swamp Fox, and what a generous thing he did. He sent me a beautiful, perfect copy of the Civil War Atlas, and I'm so grateful for that. 2 of the guys actually already had a copy of it, and I'm planning to do some serious study of Petersburg and Cold Harbor and elsewhere. So Swamp, thank you. That was very, very generous of you. I'm really glad you joined me outside of Petersburg today. I've got some other projects in the works, and if you don't want to miss those, I hope you will take the time to subscribe to the Battlefield Walker channel, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings if you dropped a like on the video. All of that stuff helps my content be seen by a larger audience, and I would greatly appreciate appreciate that. Until we get around to those next projects, and until we can get back out in the field and put our hands on some relics last touched by a Civil War soldier 160 years ago, I'm the Battlefield Walker. Be good and say your prayers.